Good Monday morning, everyone. This is Ruben and Veronica with Red Alpha Custom Prints with another episode of the Red Alpha Mugshot Monday Podcast. We got an exciting show for you today. We're going to do a weekend recap of the adventures that we went on this past weekend. We're going to talk a little bit about what we're looking forward to. We got a couple of car shows that we're preparing for here in the next couple of months. And we're going to share some behind the scenes conversations that we have with our behind the X's and O's, and just kind of wherever the wind blows us. Kind of, we have a little bit of a structure, but we're just going to kind of be flexible, right? But for those of you who don't know us, we are Ruben and Veronica. We are the owners of Red Alpha Custom Prints. We're located here in Abilene, Texas. We're a print shop. We do anything from business cards to window wraps, vehicle wraps, trailer wraps, and everything in between, pretty much. I like to say we're not necessarily A to Z, but we're pretty close to it. And that's our goal, is to you come do business with us with everything that you need print related to help you expand the vision of your company. Our mission is to help people believe one more time. And go after the dreams that they have for themselves individually and their businesses. But we have a couple of things that we wanted to get into, but it can't be a Mugshot Monday podcast if we're not talking about coffee and if we're not talking about mugs. I'm going to one of my favorites. It reminds me whenever we went to New Mexico, and we went to what is Pistachio Land? Land. Can you see it through here? Yeah, Pistachio Land. And we just went out there, and we got family out there, and we were camping and doing different things, and so it just reminds me of that trip. One of the, besides the coffee mug and the Pistachio Land that we did, it was really one of the first times that we took time off. We the way I looked at it, we unplugged for about, I don't know, how many days was it?
Like 3 or 4 days.
About 3 or 4 days, just unplugged. I wasn't getting notifications. I wasn't answering phone calls because we couldn't. No, but I wasn't going to do it anyway. Well, I say that, but it was a good thing. It was a good thing that we unplugged, and I felt really refreshed. Right? I was like, man, I need to do that more often.
Yeah.
And so a little over, I don't know, going on 2 years, or maybe it was longer. We've been, just making the effort of going out of town to visit our kids. One weekend in Lubbock and one in Austin, and we have grandsons. So we make it a point to take time off, so that way we can do all these things. And so our weekend recap usually comes from the things that we do whenever we're going to visit our kids. But Alamogordo is just always going to have a good, it's going to have a place in my heart, obviously, because our family is growing there, right? And but that one time whenever when we went camping, it just kind of just unplugging it's a good thing. You can't just grind all the time. I even made some shirts with a couple of days off, because rest is important, right? Because everybody wants to have the grind don't stop motto, and I get it. You want to be on your grind when it's time to be on your grind, but rest and relaxation is also important, right? You want to be mentally, refreshed to be able to do what you got to do. And you have a special cup.
I have a special
a brand
cup.
New one.
Look at this. It's like 3 cups in one. And they're not. That's the way it's created.
It's the trifecta.
But yeah, our daughter got this for me over the weekend. Luke's is one of our favorite shows. And so it's, the dragonfly, and then the lilies, the yellow lilies the yellow daisies that Lorelai likes. And then Luke's
Diner,
the famous Luke's Diner. When we were there, I was wearing a Luke's Diner shirt, and our grandson was like, Luke's.
Yeah, he likes to read our shirts.
Welcome to Luke's. And then he's like, Star Hollows CT, because he didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, and he was whenever the first night that we were there, I was wearing my shirt that says my grind, my amen is my grind, and he was like he was trying to pronounce it, and then he finally got it.
Yeah,
like,
he was reading
my
our
grind
shirts.
is my amen. So yeah, it's like basically that comes off of the book of James, where it's like faith without works is dead, and so that's where I got it. It's like when I say amen, it's supposed to be my confirmation that I actually believe what I just said. But the way that you know whether or not I believe it is by the way that I grind, right? If I'm moving in the direction of the things that I say that I believe in, that's a sign that I actually believe in it. Because a lot of people will say they believe in this and believe in that, but they don't take any action. And so do you really believe it? If you don't do anything about it? I don't know. But we wanted to get into our weekend recap. I'm excited about it because it was something, now that it's starting to warm up, hopefully we'll start seeing these farmer markets pop up, hopefully we see them here in Abilene, but, in Austin, I know that the farmer markets, they're all over the place. And this is the first one that we actually attended over there in the Lubbock area. It was actually in Wolford, and it's a little city, right? It's almost connected to Lubbock, and so we had a chance to check it out. Our daughter sets up there on the weekends, and she sells her crafts. Keon Dragon Creations for anybody who wants to connect with that, and she does a lot of cool stuff. Tell them a little bit about what some of the things that she offers.
She does keychains and chapstick holders, little bags out of fabric and different patterns and prints. She tries to find things, that are like Spider-Man and Hello Kitty, things like that, Texas Tech, the Harry Potter theme fabric. So she's got a little bit of everything. She does aprons. So she was set. She had her little booth set up, a lot of nice handmade crafts. She does handmade, and she puts all of her time and effort. She's really creative, and she's always thinking about what else can she do, and whenever she thinks about it, and she does it.
It's pretty awesome. It was cool to kind of just be there and just kind of like I just like to observe.
Observe.
Right? I like to sit there and just watch the people coming by, and I like to feel the the energy or the vibe that's going on, and everybody just seemed like really like relaxed and just enjoying the day. They had their dogs,
I have never seen so many dogs in a short period of time in one location. I mean,
it's like
so
like
many
different
dogs.
breeds. It's almost like they're going to a car show, but every other person had their own dog on a leash come in, and it's like, oh man, that's a whatever, that's a weenie dog, that's a long-haired weenie dog.
So many different dogs, from big, small little puffy ones, you could barely see their little legs, to big dogs. So
that little one was like a Pomeranian or something. There was a little bitty Pomeranian about that big.
His little legs look like little toothpicks, just like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. I told our daughter, I said, if a dog is that small, I classify it as a cat. Right, a dog has to be a little bit bigger for me to classify him as a canine. But they were this little, and they were all like, I guess trained, because there was no fights or nobody running after their dog. They were all well behaved, and the people were well behaved too. And so I got a kick of just like when people were coming by, how they browse the tables, and I was already picking up like what are the common things that people say at a farmer's market, because I was one of the ones, right? So one of the things that I picked up, and I guess I need to do a little bit more research, but if you guys like to attend the farmer's market, in the comment section, let us know some of the things that you've heard before. So that way I want to put a list of the most common things that people who attend farmer's market say.
Whenever you go to a booth.
So I found myself, I didn't want to be rude and just look and then walk off, right? But, I'd have a little conversation with the owners, and it's like if I didn't really be careful. I would have bought everybody's stuff.
I know.
Right. So we ended up buying some pecans, some flavored pecan,
cheese,
some
block of cheese.
which I left my cheese over there in Lubbock. I would have turned around for that.
Oh.
Remember our daughter called us about the charger. I was like, I'm not turning back for a charger. But had I remembered that I left my cheese, I might have turned back. But so some cheese and some beef jerky.
I got a cinnamon roll.
Oh, cinnamon roll, and then so I was like So the ones that I wasn't gonna buy, I would say, I'm just gonna look around and then I'll come back, right? And I had no intentions of coming back, right? And I actually took a picture with that caption, and I guess the photographer or just the fact that I tagged the market, it showed up.
Yeah, it showed up. Yeah.
And so, what are some of the things if you're a vendor that sets up at these booths? What are some of the most common things that you hear from people that never come back and buy? There was one that I heard was like, I was talking to the customer, like trying to get her to come in because she was like shy, and I said, and so since our daughter had some Harry Potter stuff, I was like, so what house are you? And I don't know what she heard, but she's like, "Oh no, thank you. I can do that at home. I got an embroidery machine and all that stuff." And
well, first of all, this isn't even embroidery.
That's right. I was like, I asked you, what house are you? Are you Slytherin? Are you Gryffindor, Hufflepuff? And so, just some weird responses that you get from people that are just browsing. Because there was another customer who actually bought, and I hooked her in the same way. She was looking in like that. And I said, what house are you in? And she's like, she's like Slytherin. I said, that's what I thought. Right. And so she's like, why do I have to be Slytherin? How come I couldn't be whatever? I said, because I'm Slytherin and Slytherin recognizes Slytherin. Right. And so that I kind of calmed it down. Right. But she ended up buying some stuff, which was pretty cool. But, we're not like seasoned farmers market goers, but it is kind of cool to hear what people say, the lingo, right?
Yeah.
And how you get them in. And so, it was the weekend. I'm kind of tying in these two segments together. The farmers market was great. Yeah. We ate, for lunch, we ate burgers at Buns Up.
Buns Up Burger Company.
Buns Up Burger Company. It's a food truck that was set up there, and it came highly recommended by our son-in-law. And so I made sure that I went up there and say, hey, you come highly recommended by our son-in-law. And okay, who's that? But and it was good. It was
a really good burger.
And so I have a system here, and I put everybody, I'm testing you, right? If you say that this place is good, and I go and it's good, I now trust you to recommend something else, right? That's just the way I do it. If you tell me a movie's good and it's not good, I never trust you again to don't tell me that a movie's good if it's not really good, right? And so I kind of look at it like that. And so if somebody recommends a burger place, I'm big on burgers, so I'll try it out. And if it's good, I'm like, you earn a star. You can now refer me to other burger places, right? And so I usually do it like that. But that place, Buns Up Burger Company, I mean, it was on point.
It was good.
If we're back there and I, and we see them, even if it's not at a farmer's market, I might get another burger from them for sure. And then we went, I had to get me a fruit cup, so I went and got me a fruit cup, and I got some pictures that I took, but man, they really pay attention to the presentation.
Yeah.
So it was like all with umbrellas and like the chamoy and all of that stuff sprinkled on it. And I felt like I was on parade.
Yeah, when you came back.
Yeah, when I'm walking, everybody's looking at like, who's that guy? Where did he come from? Who's that guy? And so I was like, I was in a like modeling or something. I'm like holding it up and look at me and watch me, and because that's how it makes you feel. Because the presentation, it's like about that big. You pay $10, and it's got, it's got pineapple, it's got mango, it's got watermelon, it's got cucumbers. And man, it's good. I enjoyed it. I didn't even eat it all.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it was all just for, because if I don't get what I like, if I see something and I'm like, oh, that looks good, I have a fear that I'm going to get little bumps on my tongue because I didn't eat it. Right. Where does that? That's an old wives' tale. Old wives' tale. But yeah, whenever I see something and I'm like, man, I need to get it so that I don't get bumps in my tongue. And so it's worked for me so far. So, here I am getting ready to turn 53. So it's a good system to live on, right? So yeah, that's our weekend recap. Of course, we got to spend time with our grandson.
Yes.
That's probably the most important thing. What we look forward to is to be able to spend time with our kids and our grandson, right? Our grandson is growing. He's smart.
So smart.
We're sitting there. We read, Llama Llama, Grandma, Grandpa a couple of times. And it's pretty cool because he'll read it and then he'll read it with you,
he'll
let you
ask
read
us
it.
to read it.
Yeah. I really enjoy that. Like in the mornings, like, because he wakes up early and wakes up and then he comes and he sits down, the TV's on, it's like we're drinking a little coffee, and then he'll come and just sit down and just like, sit down on my lap and you want to read, and then I'll read it to him. And of course, I got to look around his head because I'm sitting there because he's looking at the words and he's reading it while you're reading it. And I was like, I can't see through your head. And but
he gets all into it, like, you already read this, but he's like hearing you read it, but he's looking at the words,
to make sure that he's following it. And so, but it's pretty cool. So I just move it for a little bit and then I read it and he enjoys it. Then we watched a couple of movies.
Yeah.
What was the movie that y'all watched like 3 times?
Ratatouille.
Oh yeah, it's an old good one.
Yes, and he knows all he from the beginning, maybe like the 15-20 minutes, I'm sure he knows all the words to the whole movie.
Yeah.
But he's like word for word, he wasn't even looking up there, but we had the captions on, so he can also read them, but he just like, one line after the other. And not only that, but he reenacts some of the parts of the movie where whenever excuse me, whenever the old lady has a shotgun and she's trying to shoot the rats, he's got a fake shotgun. And so just for that, our daughter got him that just for that, and he's like, boom, he's shooting it off right, just the way in the movie, and he just has a kick out of that.
Yeah.
But
he gets all animated, and he's in it. He's one of the actors in it. So.
He was also getting my chongo, and pulling it. How the rat. He like that's how he maneuvers and controls the guy that's, I don't even know the name, the chef, the guy that's doing that. So he was like pulling on my hair. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm not cooking.
Yeah. He didn't like it when you did it to him, because I was like, let me see which one makes you get off the couch. Let me pull this right here, because he kept on wanting to get on the couch, and I was like, okay, which one of these parts of your hair get you to move? And he didn't like it. He didn't like it when you did it to him.
Yeah,
but yeah. He saw that it worked on the screen, so why not? Yeah, and then we watched another movie that, man, I got to watch it again because it was a cartoon, but I was like, man, this is good. It's the Mitchells versus the Machines. It's on Netflix.
Right? It came out in 2021. I had never heard of it.
Yeah, me neither. But our grandson is introducing us to really cool stuff. There's Kubo, and there's the Demon Hunters, and then now the Mitchells versus the Machines, and Gru. Despicable Me and all that.
Yeah.
I like those, but the fact that he's into them, it makes me want to watch them again and get into it. It's pretty cool because I like that stuff.
And he loves the songs, so he gets into the songs really, really good, and he'll sing them over and over and over. And so I like that. I like that that he likes to sing.
Yeah, he can hit the notes too, man. He's got a good voice. And he's got good rhythm, and like for music, I think he's gonna, he's gonna be talented in that area. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, those are our 2 segments. Usually we have a project spotlight that we do, and but we're in design phase on a lot of stuff. So these project spotlights are gonna like really hit after this week because we got install after install, and so we're in the design phase right now. So we don't have a project that we're gonna talk about, right? But the farmers market is going to take one of those segments, and in the next segment, it's one that I'm excited about. So in the beginning of the year, we had determined that we want to do at least one car show, and we're trying to really grow the custom wraps and the automotive restyling part of our business, and I'm kind of picturing it as its own department, its own vision, its own division. And so, whenever you have the opportunity to like it's weird because you start thinking about it, and then the windows of opportunity present themselves to you, right?
Mhm.
And so now what started out to be one car show at the end of June, which was the World of Builds, now we have another one that we're excited about that's going to be on May 9th. It's the Mayo car show,
Mhm.
and that one's going to be really cool. It's at the Civic Center here in Abilene, and so we're excited. We're getting ready. We're redesigning our booth, and so we're going to go all out. We're going to go ham.
Yeah.
We're going to go ham on our setup, and try to meet some new people in that arena, and pass out business cards or whatever, and showcase. Through pictures, we'll showcase some of the work that we've done,
Mhm.
and we're going to invite people to connect with us, so that they can follow us on social medias to kind of check us out. But that's May 9th, and we're also going to be the banner sponsor of that event, so that's pretty exciting. So every banner that you see, at the car show, for the most part, I don't want to say, some people may have their own banner
Yeah.
already, and so the new ones that are printed, we're going to print all of those, and so it's just an exciting thing.
Mhm.
Look at us; we're not just going to participate; we're going to try to take over, And but yeah, I'm excited for these car shows. We're going to be there representing Red Alpha, and then the custom wraps and automotive restyling. And just come out and check us out May 9th at the Civic Center at the De Mayo Car Show. We'll be there.
Mhm.
We'll be set up and ready to go. And then after that, we're doing the World of Bills, which is also, I think it's going to be at the convention center as well.
Not the Taylor
The
County?
Taylor County, yeah, the Taylor County.
where they do the fair.
The fair. Okay, so
Both of them.
yeah. So we'll be there and do it all over again. And then after that, we'll see if we're cut out for the cars for the trade show setups, right? We'll have the booth, and we're going to use that here whenever we're doing wraps anyway. So, but yeah, I mean that's our second topic of interest, which is the car shows. Now, for those of you guys who maybe you have a question of like, what does he mean with custom wraps, or what does he mean with automotive restyling? I'll say it here briefly. So we do a lot of commercial type wraps, where we're taking the branding or the logos of a company, and we put it on their vehicles. And that's usually a standard format that we follow. It's like the logos need to be on the doors and visible, door phone numbers and websites and services, right?
Mhm.
But the custom wraps is going to be just an individual, the personal taste of the customer. And so, what is it that you're into? Are you into the Marvel superheroes, or are you a veteran and you want some more? What you want that kind of design. It's going to be the really custom designs that's going to be tailored to the customer. It's going to be a one of a kind design that only they have. So we're not doing any type of like cookie cutter type designs,
Mhm.
right? We can do certain themes where there might be, it's going to be the same theme maybe. Like for example, Dragon Ball Z. There's a lot of people that are into that, but the design is going to be different. We're not going to do the same design on everybody, because we don't. That's not. We're not selling the designs. We're selling the whole service. And so we do have some examples of the work, of the design work, and that's on our website. So if you go to our website www.redacp.com, and then you'll see our a page that's dedicated to the custom wraps. But that's what we're leaning into. The automotive restyling is going to be anything from stripe kits to window tint, chrome deletes, those types of things. And then we're just going to grow that and grow that. The automotive restyling, I think that it's got a lot of potential.
Mhm.
The custom wraps has a lot of potential. And so we're going to step into the game and try to compete in that area. But yeah, I'm excited about these two things, and I've already said a lot, and so now I'm going to go to the next segment, which is our coffee break and the wrap food cookie. Did you think of something that you wanted to talk about?
No.
All right, so I'm gonna take a little drink, and then I'm gonna get into the wrap food cookie. All right, so with the wrap food cookie, it's something that I introduced last week. This is a wrap food fortune cookie.
Mhm.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with the wrap food is basically the term that I gave for the skill that I've developed in installing vehicle wraps. I consider myself the wrap food master. And as the wrap food master, it doesn't mean that I know everything and that there's no room for me to learn. A master of any art is always learning, right? And but as a master, you've gone through some things, and the master has failed more times than the apprentice has even tried, right? And so the rat food master has done it enough to where he starts creating wisdom, right, and can share wisdom through experience, because wisdom comes from experience. You can't get wisdom from a book. You get knowledge from a book. Wisdom comes from actually living it out, right? And so those of you guys who are praying, right, I know it's real easy to say, God, give me wisdom, but then you wonder why you're going through these trials and these journeys and hardship and struggle, because you ask for wisdom. And the only way that you could get wisdom is through experience. Maybe ask for knowledge, because you could go to a website and get knowledge. You can open up a book and get knowledge. You can give me a word of knowledge, and then I've increased in knowledge. But the only way that I'm going to increase in wisdom is by living it out, right? Rat food master, boom. But that's not even what I got in my rat food cookie. The rat food cookie, right, it's a fortune cookie. And of course, I have the philosophy as far as fortune cookies. Whenever we get Chinese food, I don't even read the fortune. I say, eat the cookie, but create your own fortune. That's one of the rat food masters quotes that I created years ago, right? But for this purpose, I actually had our friends at the Lab ATX 3D print a fortune cookie for the rat food segment, and I got something special for you guys today, right? It could be something funny. It could be something, a word of wisdom, word of knowledge, or whatever. Let's see what I wrote here. I put, adjust your focus and hit your target. Adjust your focus and hit your target.
It's good.
So where did that come from? So whenever we were, I was talking, we were playing with our grandson, and, there was a moment where he's kind of running in, and I had the shotgun. I was playing like this, and then I'm like, I got to adjust the focus, right? And so that reminded me whenever I was in basic training and I was qualifying to shoot, right? You have to adjust the focus according to the target that you're trying to hit, right? If you just have one focus, you're not going to be able to hit all your targets, right? You have to adjust accordingly, right? Sometimes the targets that present themselves are going to be really close, and if your focus is just too far, right, you're going to miss these, and they're right there, right in front of you, right? But then there's the opposite, where all you can see is the ones up front, and you're going to miss those that are way out, right? And so we were talking about that today. We need to be able to see far enough out to where we can plan today. What does that mean? That means that there's things that are on the horizon. There's car shows, there's deadlines, there's new customers that we have to follow up with, and that we need a phone call. So we need to see far out to where it's like, eventually that install date is today or it's tomorrow, right? And so we can't look at it and say, okay, here's the goal, and whenever we arrive there, now everything's going to be complete, right? We have to constantly adjust our focus, because we do, as business owners, owner operators, we have to have that vision, that future vision, right? But then we have to okay, adjust our focus. What do we got to do today, right? Because today has its own things, and if we don't do the things that need to be done today, forget about that future thing. We're not going to be ready for it, right? And so what we've had to learn here recently is how to break things down into small and manageable task that we can take action on, right? And then what we do is every day we control what we can control. I remember going to this one. It was like a not a pep rally, but it was a meeting at Abilene High with one of our friends and the coach, and they were talking to the players and all that stuff. And one of the things that really stood out from that conversation is, like, he said, control the controllables, right? And so this is game day, right? And so whenever you're arriving in game day, you've already practiced, you've already gone through the reps. Everybody knows their position, they know their role, they know what's expected to them, they know the playbook, they know everything that needs to be done on game night, right? But then they have a meeting right before to kind of like, all right, let me set the tone for tonight's game. Here it is. You're already prepared, and you want to go in, you want to show up, and you want to control everything that you can control. That's wisdom right there. You only learn that by trying to control things that you can't control, and then you realize,
I need to do something different.
That's right, and you realize that you can't control everything, right? And so if you show up, you got to have your focus to where you can see far out and make plans far out. But then whenever you say, okay, now I need to adjust my focus so that I can figure out what I need to do today, then you need to add another element of control, just what you could control, right? Because when you're making all of those plans, and trust me when I tell you this, a plan is a plan, but it never goes according to plan. It's rare. Right? And so what happens whenever your plan goes off course? Because there's things that are outside of your control. How do you adapt and keep moving forward? It's by controlling the things that you can control. It's a habit that you got to form, because if you have a habit of freaking out when things don't go exactly the way you want them to go, you're going to be freaked out every single day of your life, right?
Yeah.
And then the things that were unexpected are going to be the things that are driving, your motion or your action, right? You're going to look at it like, oh man, I wasn't able to hit step 2 the way that I wanted to. I guess I can't go on. It's not like that. Like, okay, you didn't hit step 2, but get up and go to the next step to, as best as you can. It's not, you don't stop. Right. Yeah. And so that's a discipline that you have to create. It's like, learn to control the things that you can control. Make sure you give everything the proper focus that it needs. Right. Don't be farsighted when you need to be nearsighted, or nearsighted when you need to be farsighted. It sounds like common sense, but how many times do you find yourself looking at a problem like this right here in front of your face? You can't find a solution when the problem's right in your face. But if you step back a little bit, adjust your focus, you might be able to see that you can walk around it. Yeah. Or you could have avoided it if you had your focus. And so that's how I try to live my life, adjusting my focus, like regularly, and not taking my eyes off of the target. Right. Here's the target. I know where it's at. I'm going to look at it and make sure that it's not trying to sneak up on me, and then I'm going to miss the opportunity. Right. But whenever windows of opportunity come to you, you need to already have that, like that muscle memory. Whenever a window's coming, and you can kind of anticipate, it's like, okay, now I'm ready. And as soon as it gets where it needs to be, I'm going to jump. I'm going to step into that opportunity, because I've said this before. Windows of opportunity are kind of weird in the way that they present themselves. Some windows of opportunity come every month, every week, once a quarter or whatever. Some windows only come once in a lifetime, right? You don't want to miss out on a once in a lifetime window of opportunity, because you're never going to get it again. And a lot of times I think that we do that because we're not prepared for it, right? We're not prepared mentally, spiritually, or even physically to be able to take an opportunity. We self-destruct before we even do it because we failed before, right? But you got to get up, regroup, and be ready for the next one, because the next one, when it comes, you don't want to miss out on that. If you can control what you can, adjust accordingly, you'll put yourself in a position to hit your targets more, right? And you want to hit new targets. You don't want to go after the same old targets. We've talked about that too. It's like, the way that I look at it is like, if there's nothing else to gain out of the target, I start to lose interest, right? Dead targets don't bleed. I want some new targets that I got to go out and go after. But that's the rat food cookie. Adjust your focus and hit your targets, right? And we didn't do a coffee break today because I put my wife on the spot, and she wasn't able to come up with something that that she felt was meaningful or funny or something like that. But no problem. We'll be back next Monday, and we're going to do another coffee break and another rat food cookie. We'll have some more wisdom, more knowledge that we're going to share with you. And but yeah, that's pretty much it for today. We did our weekend recap. We shared with our excitement about the car shows that are coming up. We got a lot of work to do today, and I'm going to put this video together so that you guys can kind of, put it on repeat and share it and like and comment. But if there's anything that maybe, maybe it piqued your interest, whether it's the farmer's market, letting us know, these are the common things that people say whenever they do that. Or if you know of a cool farmer's market that maybe we can go and attend, just to kind of look at it and buy the fruit cups and burgers and stuff like that. Let us know, put it in the comments. Let us know some of the farmer's markets that you guys like to go to so that we can check it out. Let us know if you're planning on attending the car show, whether you're just going to be there as a spectator, or maybe you're a company that is looking to set up, and maybe we can help you with the setup as well. So give us a call, send us a message, however we're connected, and we'll help you out that way. Let us know what you think about the rat food cookie. The words of wisdom that I share, let me know if they're on point, if it's something that you needed to hear, or maybe I should do better. It doesn't matter. Let me know what you think. Right. And then give us some ideas for coffee breaks. That way my wife can have something next week. What are some ideas that, so the coffee break is meant so that I can stop talking and I can get me a little coffee. Right. And so that's what that is. But I held it down today, and we're ready to move forward. But other than that, connect with us. Give us a call if we can help you in any way, and we'll help you out. We're Ruben and Veronica with Red Alpha Custom Prints, with the Red Alpha Mugshot Monday Podcast, signing off.
Red Alpha out.